Hello, this is Leslie Walker Hirsch for Glass Alliance New Mexico, and today it is my great pleasure to be talking with Brian Weiss. Brian is one of the newest board members on Glass Alliance New Mexico, and I'm happy he has some time this morning to talk to me. So, Brian has been living in New Mexico for about 18 months with his wife Joan and his golden retriever. When he was working harder and living in California, studying an almost doctorate degree in anthropology from the University of Michigan. He is a writer specifically about scientific and medical issues, and so we are thrilled to have him on the board of directors of Glass Alliance. Good morning, Brian. How are you
Good,
today?
good morning, Leslie. I'm quite well, thank you.
So tell me, you're a newbie here in Santa Fe. What is it that attracted you to come to live in Santa Fe?
Well, I'm both a newbie and an oldie. I came to New Mexico in 1970, actually 68 to 70, and got a master's degree in anthropology from the University of New Mexico. So that's when I fell in love. I subsequently went other places. Life took me other places. And over the years, the last several years, my wife and I have vacationed several times a year in Santa Fe and fell in love and had the opportunity to move here, and we did.
Well, it was a good move, and boy, we're lucky to have you here.
Yeah.
We're glad you picked us. So, what is it about Santa Fe that attracted you?
It was a less urban environment than we had been living in. We were living in the Los Angeles area. It, to me, was the perfect combination of a place that was small enough where you know people on a face-to-face basis, and yet large enough to attract arts, cultural activities, and fine dining.
So, how did you first come to discover Glass Alliance New Mexico, and now you're on the board?
Well, I was on a committee of the Homeowners Association with another board member, Steve Harris,
I thought
and
you weren't going to mention any names. Incriminating evidence.
and I went to several events, and from there, there was an opening on the board. Steve invited me to submit my resume, and apparently not enough of you found me objectionable, and I'm on the board.
We're so happy that you are. So,
Thank
which
you.
of your many talents has the board called upon you in support of glass art in New Mexico?
Well, I've been able to rapidly put my writing skills to work on a variety of projects, and that's been great. Unlike many members of the board who have a lot of knowledge about art and glass, I have no particular knowledge in either area. My wife and I have collected one or two pieces over the years, but we were particularly glass collectors, though I love the medium. So it was nice to have a skill that was useful as far as the Glass Alliance went.
Well, we're happy to have you to the community. Although you're not a glass collector, I have heard a rumor that you are a glass artist of sorts.
Well, once I was on the board, I felt like I ought to find out more about what I found to be a really fascinating medium. So my wife Joan and I have signed up for a number of classes, and we've had a wonderful time. And one of the things I discovered is that you don't have to be an advanced artist in order to participate in the making of glass art.
So
So
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say it was something that I was able to do despite a notable lack of artistic talent.
Somehow I doubt that you lack talent in any area. But so I asked you to show one of the pieces that you've made in your bullseye classes. What did you pick out and why did you pick that one?
Well, this is
It's a beauty.
a glass plate that I made in my last class, which was a class in the ways that pressure can be used along with kiln forming in order to create a different kind of look. And it's just been really exciting to integrate and use the medium and learn about the different tools. And I'm now starting to amass a library. I like to read about things and then do them.
Well, now that you are newly initiated into the glass community, what advice would you give to some other people who think they have no artistic talent about trying glass to express themselves?
I think two things, Leslie. One is do it. Find a class, and there are many places where classes are given. Sometimes at schools, sometimes from independent studios. Just go out and do it. Whether or not it's a work of high art, it informs you about the medium, and that's really why I started taking the classes. Was I wanted to understand what the artists faced in terms of challenges with the medium. It's not paint, it's not clay, it's an entirely different medium. How do you shape it? How do you color? What do you do? And so it's been very interesting to learn those facets of it. And the other thing I would say is to buy glass art that you enjoy. Don't be necessarily bound by what others consider to be art. If you love it, buy it.
So for what has Glass Alliance and being a member of the glass community brought to you and Joan personally?
Well, it's done a couple of things. First of all, it has brought us some wonderful personal contacts, you and many other people in Glass
I'm
Alliance.
honored.
And when you're part of something like this where there's a shared common interest, it's energizing. It's fun to see others that have the same level of interest or an even greater level of interest. And it's fascinating. You learn from all those around you, and you get from their excitement even more excitement about the medium, and you learn how they learned. So it's been a very energizing and positive experience all the way around.
So people who are possible Glass Alliance members don't need to be great glass collectors or great artists themselves or even own a gallery to benefit from participating in this community.
Not at all. Quite the contrary. I think that unlike other media, which requires some skill, some basic artistic skill, I mean, I found that with some tools and some experimentation, I could make glass art. And I would just encourage people to go out and experience it.
Well, I'm so glad that you talked with us, and I'm so glad that you encourage people such as me. I am also a wannabe artist um, to take a chance and experiment and find your voice in glass. So, thank you so much for meeting with us, and I'll see you at the next board meeting. I think it's going to be an electronic meeting.
I think it will be, Leslie.
So long, and stay well
Thank
and
you.
wash your hands.
Thank you. You too.
Bye bye.